Hi everybody, it's Judy here at River City Sewing, bringing you this week's video news live from the store during our sale week that we're having right here now at Tingalpa. Well, it's been an interesting week, but thank you for everyone who came along to the opening on Wednesday. We had a little bit of fun. All of you were just so patient, so great, and we hope you enjoyed all that buzz. I know you got lots of bargains and you took advantage of all those vouchers that we gave out. So it was really great to see that, and we hope you had a lot of fun with us here on Wednesday. To everyone who's been in since, thanks for coming in, and there's still 2 days left. Today, Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday, between 9 and 2, the store will be open, so you'll be able to pick up some of those bargains. If you leave it till Tuesday, it'll all be too late, okay? So if you haven't been able to be coming in, or why not have a look online at the website? There's a lot of the product up online now because of the new website. And if it is on discount, you'll see the sale tab on it. So I'd suggest you go through pre-cuts, fabrics. Not all of our sale fabric is online because obviously there's so much of it. But you know, there's a lot of pre-cuts, there's a lot of all of the items that we've put on sale now go directly up to the website so that you get the best deal on those. So if you can't get in, why not get into the website and have a look and buy online. That's simple as that. There's no excuse if you can't get into the store and you're looking at something. Look, there's some fabulous fabrics and pre-cuts and kits and all those kinds of things in our sale. So why not take a closer look at some of those. So the machine I want to show you is, the first one here, is the Moxie from Handi Quilter. Now this was brought out so that it's a self-installation. So these are the kinds of things that you can install yourself. Comes with a list, an app that helps you put the table together, all those kinds of things. Now you can buy it without the automation or with this Pro Stitcher Lite automation, okay? So the good part is, even if you bought this machine without the automation, later on down the track you can just upgrade, pop the Pro Stitcher on, connect all that up, and you should be good to go. It's very simple, very easy. Now the difference between the Pro Stitcher Lite and the Pro Stitcher and the Pro Stitcher Lite, the Lite version has things like edge-to-edge blocks, individual items that you can do. Not as many features as you have in the Pro Stitcher, you know, full version, but enough that if you can do your own quilts, you can do a little bit of block by block borders, all those kinds of things. So it's a little bit of the basics of machine, computerized machine quilting. Sorry, I can't get my words out. So it runs on a tablet and everything's connected, and so the idea is that with this machine, it's 15 inches from the needle to the back of the machine. So really we are getting around, I would say that's about 9 inches, 10 inches maybe, of quilting space as we begin our quilt. That'll go down a little bit as the quilt rolls up in the frame because we lose a little bit of space as we go through. So your repeat size will be a little bit smaller than what you have on a larger machine because there's more space on a larger machine. So you can, if you were just doing an all over edge to edge, you could space it out a little bit more. With a smaller machine like this one, our what we call the repeat size, or the size of your patterns, is always going to be slightly smaller. Okay, so that way you can fit more in if you want to do an edge to edge or you want to just do block by block. You are limited by the amount of space on the frame, so, and how far the machine can move. But in most instances, many of you like just to be able to finish your quilts just with a little edge to edge pattern, and there's built-in designs already in the Pro Stitcher. The other fun feature that's built into these, into the Pro Stitcher Lite, is vertical and horizontal channel locks. So horizontal and vertical channel locks is like a magnet, and it holds the machine so that you can go in a straight line without rulers. It's pretty fun, right? You can still use rulers with this machine. Even though you've got Pro Stitcher, you might want to do some ruler work if you've got rulers already. You just need a little ruler base to go around the throat of the machine so that you can pop your ruler on and it doesn't wobble around. So you've got lots of different options with a Moxie. So like we said, this is an 8-foot frame. Okay, so you would be able to put on around about an 80-inch width quilt on this one. I allow a little bit less in that because the machine has, even though the frame size is around about 96 inches, you lose a little bit on either side because of the carriage and the machine mechanics. All right, so if your quilts are larger than 80 inches, okay, you may need, there's an extension piece that can be fitted into the table when you first purchase it. Okay, it's a 2-foot extension, which would then make your table size a little bit longer to get up to around about, if you did a 108 backing, you'd have no problem getting it on a 10-foot table. Okay, so if you like bigger quilts and you use 108 backing, you could buy the setup with the Moxie, a 2-foot extension, and you would be able then to do a 108 size quilt or less. Okay, but if you are, that's the limitation with some of the frames, is that you are limited. If you're going to do, if you buy the 8-foot, if you buy the 8-foot frame, you will not be able to fit a king size quilt on the frame on an 8-foot. All right, so these are the kinds of things that, as a long armor, we can help you decide what accessories or what machine best suits what you need. Now the Moxie is great because it allows you to get into machine quilting, computerized machine quilting, for less than $20,000. Now that might seem a lot of money for a lot of people, but we can go up to over $100,000 in machine quilting equipment. Very different, every single piece of equipment, every brand is different, all those kinds of things. But if you're looking at it going, I don't know if I can do this and I don't know what kind of machine I would like, then why not come in? And that's what we're here as a specialist, to show you exactly what the machines do, how they put together, what kind of features they have, and what one would best suit. Now I know many of you are very interested in completing your quilts from start to finish, and by the time you start adding up custom, not so much custom quilting, but getting a quilter to do that for you, if you're doing lots and lots of tops, you may want to consider one of these. It's about the size of a single bed, a king size single bed, so it doesn't take up a lot of room, okay, in your house. Even with the 2-foot extension, it would still fit in most bathrooms, bedrooms, all those kinds of things. So its footprint isn't all that large. It's like any machine quilter system that you can buy. If you want it badly enough, you will find a space for it. Okay, but the Moxie is an interesting little machine. It has a small display here on the front to do your hand guided work with, and then you can change the stitches per inch. With the Pro Stitcher Lite added to it, it allows you to get into machine quilting, automated machine quilting, and these can be progression steps. So if you love it and you enjoy the machine quilting, down the track, you may want to upgrade to something bigger, something with a bit more space, something that's a bit faster, something a bit bigger overall. This is a good stepping stone for you to get into finishing your own quilts and exploring how fun machine quilting is. So if you want to come and have a look, the next couple of days, this is downstairs in our classroom. So there's a really good time for you to come and have a look at the Moxie. Now, I bet you're all asking me, now, okay, yes, Jude, that's fine. I did give you a hint on the pricing, but I will bring my sale sheets out. So if you would like a Moxie, just without the Pro Stitcher, just the Moxie with the 8-foot table, just so that you can, do this by hand, you are looking at a very special price at $7,990 while our sale is on. Okay, very, very special pricing. If you are looking for, Moxie, let me just put this somewhere where it's not going to fall over. There we go. If you're looking at the Moxie with the Pro Stitcher and you think that's a pretty cool idea, then with the Pro Stitcher Lite, the 8-foot loft frame and the machine, at the moment we're doing a very, very interesting special at $16,990, saving $4,000 while this sale is on. Okay, this one here, if you love it, we can pack it up and send it home with you. Okay, and we'll give you an even better option on this demo model. Okay, but this is brand new one, and if you would like or interested in that, then why not come and see us while the sale's on? Just have a chat to us, give us a call over the phone. If you're thinking about it, we can put a little deposit over the phone just to hold that pricing for you. If you do change your mind, doesn't matter, we can refund that deposit for you, or you can find another machine that suits you. But don't miss out on this pricing if you're thinking about a Moxie, all right? Because after New Year, we know a lot of machine prices are increasing. Cost of freight, Australian dollar, all those kinds of things. So we have been advised that a lot of these machines will go up in price. So why not take the plunge and have a look at these? So Moxie without the Pro Stitcher, under $8,000, that's what you would pay for a sewing machine with a bigger throat space. And this is for the frame, the machine, all those kinds of things. This one, $16,990, which is pretty crazy. I think that's pretty crazy for me, to get into a frame with a machine with automation. Don't miss out. Come and talk to us if you have some questions, and we'll be happy to go through what all these machines can do with you. So one of the other machines, yes, it's another long arm, is the Q20 demo that we've had here in the store on the koala table. And for all of you who like to do a little bit of free motion quilting, if you like to do a little bit of art quilting, or just don't have the room for a frame, then something like the Q20 or the Q16 or one of these Bernina Qs would be great, because you can sit down and finish your quilt. So the principle is you baste together your quilt, and there is basting function on here. So you pin your quilt together, you can baste it with the machine, and then continue to free motion quilt like you would on your sewing machine, only you have a lot more space here, because on this particular one it's 20 inches from the throat to the back. It's got this koala table, which is amazing because it actually extends out to twice its length, so it can hold the weight of the quilt. And you've got a really deep space along from the needle to the throat. So if you did have room later on, you could upgrade this machine to a frame, the Bernina Pro frame, so that you could do frame quilting later on if you wanted to. Okay, so there's a couple of different, with the Q20, there's Q16 Plus, which is a new smaller version of this, looks exactly the same but a little bit smaller. That is now available on a studio frame, on a 5-foot or a 10-foot. This one can go on a 5-foot or 10-foot studio, as well as the Pro frame. So there is options now available for these machines. And the interesting thing is, like most people, it depends how you like to quilt. If you're used to free motion quilting with your sewing machine, then you may find this a lot easier, because it's like sewing with your sewing machine, only the machine's oriented another way and you've got heaps of space. Okay, this is, for most people, you think about it, you're moving your quilt underneath the machine, and it works on the principle that you have a foot control that acts as a stop and go button, or you have a special feature on the machine that is called Kickstart. Now when kickstart gets into play, we touch a button here and we touch the foot control, and the machine will start, and I don't have to worry about pressing the stop and go button all the time, and I can go as slow or as fast as I like. Okay, and then I can just press the foot control to stop. Alternatively, I can just rest my foot on the foot control, put some pressure on it, it'll start the machine. And then if I want to stop, I just take my foot off. And then all I need to do to start the machine is to move the fabric, and the machine will move. Now, in this mode, there's a couple of different ways that this machine works. One is that the needle doesn't quite stop, okay? Once I stop the fabric, the machine doesn't stop. Okay, so that's a little bit sort of like what happens with your sewing machine. But as soon as I move the fabric, it's making sure my stitches are all the same. Okay, and I can set that up here on the screen. In the second type of mode that we have, it'll do a little touch down, and when I stop, it stops. I can choose if I want to put it in the stop with the needle down, if I have a ruler or those kinds of things. But if I can go as slow or as fast as I like. Not that I'm a very good free motion quilter, I'm a much better frame quilter, I have to say. But I can stop it with the needle down so it doesn't move. So you've got lots of functionality with the Q Series, especially with the Q16 and the Q20, because you can start with a table, and there's a couple of different tables available. This one is the koala table that opens out, like we said. But this machine can be taken to a frame later on if you chose that. You can't push the weight of your quilts any longer, or if it makes it much easier for you to have this machine on a frame, then you can take this one up to a frame at a later stage. All right, so this is the Q20. Now this is our demo model, and because it's a demo model, we would like to give it a new home, because we have a new Q16 coming, and this model has been just used as a demo model here at the store. We've done probably one class or a couple of classes with Jane when she was teaching her classes a couple of years, but it's been a really interesting machine. It's been beautiful to work with, and you'll get this table, this demo table with the casters on it. We've put really high casters on it so that we can move it around the stall, and that comes with this particular package of this Q20 plus the koala table. All right, so it'll all be fully serviced, it'll all be ready to go, we'll have all the standard accessories, and you can just start quilting when you get home. All right, so we're doing this one at $11,499 for the table, the machine, all the standard accessories as our demo model. All right, so if you've been eyeing off a Q20, then why not take a look at that? Save $5,000. We have given this a deep discount because we know that this machine has been our demo for a little while, but we cover the warranty for you here at River City Sewing. So if you've been looking at them, now's a really good time to, why not take home our demo model? So see us while the sale's on, and even if you can't get in, you can call and say, hey, I want that Q20 that you've got in the classroom, that's mine. And just put a deposit over the phone, and we can organise everything after New Year for you to get it out and to get it delivered to you. So Q20 with the koala table. It has the extension pieces of the leaves as well, so it makes a really big table. With the casters on, koala table, $11,499, saving $5,000. So why not make the jump? There's only one of them, so be quick. So one of the other top of line machines that we were doing with a special offer for the sale was the beautiful Designer Epic 2 from Husqvarna. Now, this is not a recent demo model, but we thought we'd give it a shot, see if we could tempt many of you who've been looking at it for a great sale offer. All right, so normally $16,990. We're taking $2,000 off, it's $14,990. All right, so it comes with all the standard accessories, and because it's our demo model, we've done a little bit more off the price. Been beautiful, reliable machine. It's still currently in the range, but every so often we like to change our demo models out, and there's an opportunity for us to do that. So beautiful Designer Epic 2. If you are new, well, if you're not new to sewing, but you want to get back to sewing and you need some assistance with, you know, if you're doing some dressmaking or if you want to do embroidery, the Epic 2 has help on board to make this beautifully easy for you. You can bring new designs to it. You have access to the My SewNet library also with over 8,000 designs that you can utilize. So it's a great, great machine. So that subscription occurs after you register your machine. Okay, we're not quite sure if it's infinite, but at the moment, everyone who has a Designer Epic 2 or an Icon 2 or a My SewNet enabled machine has access to that library. So that's a big resource with over 8,000 designs, and it's just amazing. So why not come and have a look at the Designer Epic 2? You're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's got a beautiful big screen. Everything's really easy to use. And the best bit about the whole thing is it does have a dual feed system built in. A bit like the FAF does, but just slightly different. But it is built into this model, which gives you the crossover. If you love having IDT on your FAF, this is very similar in this Husqvarna. Not quite as many feet as what the FAF does, but I can tell you, if it's just for quilting and all those kinds of things where you really love the use of that IDT, especially on, or that dual feed, especially on slippery fabric and all those kinds of things, then they've built that in to this beautiful Epic 2. So why not come and have a look at it? Until Saturday, you got $2,000 off the price of this particular demo model right here at River City. So come on in, take a look. If you can't get in, like we said, talk to us on the phone. If you would love to have this machine and you'd love to have the discount and take our demo model, now is the time to give us a call.